think I've given myself a challenge. I'm going to try to get this whole downstairs done in less than a month's time. Well, I spent this morning and I got some sanding done on my last bit of trims, and I went ahead and caulked it, but I ran out of caulk. So I made a trip to the home store and I picked up some extra caulk and a 3-inch drywall knife. So I'm going to use these and attack these ceilings. They really need some attention.
Welcome to the Rundown Reborn channel.
I'm gonna just do a small little cut on this. And along with that, I've got a damp towel. This is really good to keep your fingers clean, as well as it wipes up any excess and really smooths it out. Now, all throughout this ceiling, I've got lots of dents, dings, and blemishes, and I'm gonna try to clean that up. There are several different types of issues. A couple spots I banged it with a long board while I was doing my trims. Other spots was a case where it just got damaged when I was installing it. I didn't approach this ceiling correctly. This was the first ceiling I put up. I'd never used this material before. It's really soft, it's really brittle, and it damages easily. So what I'm going to try to do is fix that. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. The first type of problem I have is several places where I've got basically some cracking in the surface. And my hunch is that I can just put a bead of caulk and just kind of smooth that out and just try to conceal that and get it as clean as possible and ready for paint. There are other cases where it's actually damaged, and I may have to get a little bit of sculpting going on there. But for the first test, I'm going to just do this small piece right here. It's just a light little crack. I think with a little bit of caulk, it should close that up. So what I want to do is I'm going to try just putting a lid. Oh my, it just came apart. So this is pretty soft to the touch, and it pretty much just falls apart over there. So I think what I'm going to do is just put a little bit on my finger and touch that spot. Put a little bit on there, wipe the excess off around the spot, and use my knife here to just get it smoothed out. Maybe a little bit more there. There we go. That works. I think once that gets paint, nobody's gonna know. Here's another small ding. I think I'll just use caulk here, put a little bit in there, and just kind of wipe it smooth. There, no more hole. Hey, I think this is gonna work. I think this will work. Now right here, I've got a lot of issues. I've got a crack in the surface right here. Touching it, it doesn't fall apart. Here, I've also got a broken edge with an open crack. There's a little bit more cracking around in here. So I think I'm just gonna keep going with what I'm doing and put a little bit of caulk in that crack. Close that up. It's definitely closing up hairline cracks. I'm gonna wipe the surface here adjacent to it. Smooth that out, get any big chunks off. Now, use my knife. Just give it that edge that it had back. Not quite there yet. Put a little bit more here. Just slowly building it up a little bit. Get enough on there that I've got something to work with. The nice thing about this is that this material has a grain pressed into it. So these little minor imperfections I think are just going to disappear once the paint's on there. It'll kind of smooth out and look pretty good. Now here I've got a corner that's busted out. I'm just going to put a little caulk on the edge of that, kind of close that rough surface to it. Then I'll get in there with my knife and just kind of provide the chamfered edge to it. And that looks pretty good. Wipe off the excess here. I think that's good. I think that'll pass. All right, so right here we've got bad news. A lot of broken material here, some big dents. First I need to get these burrs out, clean up these edges a little bit. Seems like my fingernail just do the best job. I need to get sandpaper in here and get too aggressive. Here's a broken corner. Let's see if we can fix this now. Squeeze a little caulk up. Let's just get some material on there. Fill that up. All right, I've filled all that with caulk, and it looks horrible at the moment. But we'll see if we can smooth that out. I don't want to necessarily fill the wood grains in because I want that to show through. That's a dead giveaway if you smooth it out too much on the surface. What I want to do is get these joints clean. So I'm just going to press that bevel. There we go. Press it here. Okay, restore that edge. Restore this edge. That looks good. This one looks good. That's good. Get this one. Just enough that keeps the line there. I think that's looking pretty good. A little bit more right here. There. Now it looks like crap right now, but because you can see the difference in sheen between the caulk and the material itself. But I think if I feather out the edges here with this towel, you'll start to see the wood grains again, and all that's going to come together once the paint's on there. I'm okay with that. It looks better. It absolutely looks better. All right, I think I've hit everything, and I think it's going to work. I've got to let that cure, and then I can go ahead and paint it. At that point, I can hit it once more, and I think it's going to be pretty much flawless. It is ready for paint now, though, and that I feel good about. But there's one more thing I gotta do. I gotta get this door put in, get this thing out of the way. And it goes right there. I framed this between two studs that were existing. So it forced my width here. The original wall was back here. I brought my wall in here to create some more space in the bedroom and to be able to create these niches. So as a result, I put my jam stud in flat against the framing on both sides, and it measures 31 inches. Now this is a 30-inch door designed to fit a rough opening of 32¼ inches. So that gives me 1¼ inch that I don't have. I'm that much narrow. So I measured the door and it's right at 31. So fingers crossed it'll fit. Otherwise, I'm gonna be whittling at these door jambs. Let's take a look. I've got plenty of height clearance here in this opening, so I'm not too worried about that. The real question is, will we fit with it? All right, I'm gonna have to open this thing up. There we go. If I had a larger opening, I wouldn't have to take all these staples out, but I need every single millimeter. There we go. Get this out of the way. All right, it looks like we're a 1/2 inch too narrow. So that means I need to take 1/4 inch off of each side to center it, and it's not going to be easy. I'm not sure exactly how to do that. This side's not too bad. I've got plenty of clearance, but this side over here, it has drywall on both sides, so that's going to be a tight one. I'm just going to have to cut right through it the long way. Rip that all the way down. That's going to take a minute, but we can do it. There it is. Fits. I like it. Wow, I can't wait to get that installed. I can't do it yet. I need to get this drywall up. I have a door that fits. I have a bedroom door now. I have a bedroom door. Yes, I have a bedroom door. I love it. I love it. Love it. There we go. And I think that's where I finish up here. I am ready to get some paint on the walls. Granted, it's just going to be primer, but even the primer looks good. I'm anxious to get that up. I'm going to call it a success. Absolutely. Thanks for watching. Be sure to come back. Painting's on the way. And maybe a door. Maybe a door too. I've got a bedroom door. I am digging it. I am digging that. Close the door. Be private. Not sure what I'm being private for, but